Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nenna, and today we're back with a world building video. You guys love this series. Hi guys, how are we all doing? I am so happy that you all seem to really love and enjoy this series, and I am sorry this episode took a little longer to come out, but I was busy with my own projects, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about that in just a second. But I just want to say, for once, I was busy doing something rather than busy doing nothing and not being able to upload because I was like too busy doing nothing. But I was actually doing something. Like I said, I'm very happy that this series has received so much love, and y'all seem to really like, I don't know, you really like watching me struggle building a world apparently. And what can I say? I kind of love it too. As you'll see throughout this video, there are different stages of building, and I don't think there's really a straight line. I mean, towards the end, I am kind of picking up on like one project inside the whole world building project, but at the beginning, I was I guess just trying to even out the land and just make some minor adjustments, and I think I was really just focusing on the technical aspect of building a world. Sometimes the roads aren't even, like they'll look even, but then when you go and place, let's say you place a custom road, or just something like just some road, let's just say a road, you put that down. When you look at it from an angle, you'll kind of notice that one of them is floating above the other one. I learned this mistake from my last or my first series, actually, the first episodes. I remember I was building this train track, which I absolutely love. I want to do it again. But the problem that I had was, because of the layout and because the floor wasn't even, there would be bits that were taller or floating, or it wouldn't just connect nicely, and it just looked really messy. And I wanted to not do that in this episode, like in this series, in this, what am I trying to say here? I didn't want to do it in this new world, like this world that I feel like is finally like the final result. Even though I'm saying that, when I think about the world, I already can pick up things. I'm like, oh, I should have done this better. I should have done that better. Because there's always things that I end up not liking as much afterwards. And I think that's just me. I think I can always think of ways to do it better. But it's just so annoying because the way that my brain works, like at night, we're really active, right? And I say we as in me and my brain, which is technically the same person. So my brain, I guess, I am active at night, and when I'm active, I get inspiration, I get motivated. So that's when I usually do these kind of videos. And I was building the world, I think at night, or maybe throughout the day, I don't remember exactly, but I was building the world and I thought, oh wow, this is great. I even left it until I think the next day, or I really put a lot of effort. I don't exactly remember, but I know I put a lot of effort into it because I knew as soon as I stopped building the world and I put it into the game, there would be no turning back, because once you save the world in SimCity, you cannot go back and adjust it. You have to start over. So I made sure I double, triple, quadruple checked it with myself. Is this it? Is this what I like? And I was like, yeah, I like this. Do I love it? Yes, I love it. It looks so nice. I go into game and I'm like, huh, I don't hate it. I actually like it. I'm like, okay, great. I don't hate it. I like it. There's more water. There's less land. Like I can definitely do something with this, right? Cue me doing the first few bits of this video. I record them, I think at night as well, but it doesn't really matter in this case. I build the world. I started doing this evening out, you know, lowering the mountains or the hills, whatever, anything that's sharp and pointy. So I made sure to do that. I'm like, oh, loving the water. I got a background, I got a skybox, I got clouds. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it. And I specifically liked how it looked like the land was surrounded by water from like the front and the back, top, bottom. And when you looked at it from, not looked at it, but under one of the parts, just depends how you view the map, but I'll call it top because that's just how it opens up in my game. So at the top side there is the water that's coming out like on the left and the right, and then there's a little bit of land, a little tiny hill, mountain-ish structure, construction. This is why I didn't become an architect, okay? Just say, this is why I'm not a builder, a sculptor, no. And this is probably not even the correct term for it, but I'm gonna excuse myself and my brain because unfortunately it's very dumb lately. I feel like ever since my hair started falling out, I've become like even dumber, which I didn't even think was possible, but seriously, I think it is possible because I think it's happening. At least that's the excuse we're gonna go with. Either way, so there's a bit of land in between and then there's some water. And I really like that part. I thought, oh, this is cool. Looks kind of like a moon. Maybe I can, I don't know, make it fun. You know, I just wanted to make it fun. So it was last night that was it last night? Yes, it was last night that I did some more of The Sims, and there was a bit of a time skip, a few days between the first and the second part of recording. So construction, evening out the land was like the first day that I did something, and then yesterday was like the part where I actually start placing down some objects and trying to, I guess, build something. And as I'm building this last part, I'm looking at everything. And then I realized that I actually don't really like it anymore. And then I start wondering whether it's just me, whether I'm just never satisfied with anything, whether I can always do things better, or whether I just think that I can always do things better. You know, it's just very annoying. It is very, very annoying. In the end, I decided that I'm going to commit to this, okay? I'm going to commit to this project because I started it, so damn well might as well finish it. Even if, okay, you know what? I would never upload something that would be ugly. No, hold up. I would never post anything online that I thought was not playable, it wasn't enjoyable, it wasn't good enough to be downloaded by other people. There you go. Could be ugly, because that's just, you know, ugly is really suggestible, I think. It's very, just depends on who's looking at what, you know. But I would never upload something that I think is worthless. So I'm definitely gonna try and make it look good. I don't think it looks super bad. I just think I need to kind of figure out what to do with it. But as you'll notice towards the end, I had a plan. I'm not saying that the plan went according to plan, but I struggled. I struggled a lot. I struggled so much. But as I was trying to say, but I think I can make it work. I'm just going to have to be persistent. And you know what? There's nothing a few rocks here and there cannot fix. Unless it's, I don't know, balding. Oh man, I'm gonna just insert that everywhere, like life bald. So as I was saying earlier in this video, I have been a bit busy, and usually I do a lot of nothing, which sounds like, I guess it sounds like it is, like what it is. But usually when I don't upload, I just cannot get myself to like upload for a bit. I cannot get myself to play. I just want to do nothing. And I don't know, I guess throughout my life, I've had a lot of those moments where I just cannot bring myself to do anything. And it's just, I guess it's just part of, how do I say this? Like, when you have problems, I don't want to be too negative. I mean, y'all know I have traumas and problems and whatever, but when you have a lot of those, you have days where you just cannot get yourself together at all. And I had a lot of those in the past, but this time I actually had a fun project to work on, which I was super excited about. I think I told you guys about it in the last, was it the last world? I don't remember if it was the last world building video or it was another video, but I remember that I talked about it and I was so excited. So just to kind of narrow it down, because I do not want this to be a 40-minute video, only because I love talking, as you guys can probably tell. I would love to talk about other things too, but I'm just especially good at talking about myself. Honestly, did I just forget what I was talking? I think I just forgot what I was talking about. Oh no, I think I forgot. Yeah, I talked about it. So I don't know if if you're unfamiliar with me or my channel or anything, you would not know that I actually like drawing and that's like my passion. And you can imagine that since I kind of prioritize my YouTube, it's not so much something I really do anything with. And it wasn't until I reconnected with an old friend that I kind of got back into art, and I've been trying to do it more seriously. It's just because my friend and I hadn't spoken to each other in years, like actual I think six years. And we'd kind of fallen out with each other, and I reached out to her thinking, oh, she's never going to respond, but I just kind of wanted closure after that long. And she actually responded and said that she missed me, so we reconnected instead, which was like it was surprising, but it was also nice. It was a nice surprise. Those are always nice. I hate nasty surprises, like there's too many of those. I was super happy, and she kind of told me what she's doing now for the work, for what kind of job she has. That's what I mean to say. So she's working with children, and she said that she's a speech pathologist, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't know much about it, but I do know that it's probably what it sounds like. You help children pronunciate words or articulate better, or just talk better, I guess, in general. That says, I think that's the gist of it, basically. And she said that she uses these cards for her sessions, and she showed me some of these, and she said, oh, these are just horrendous. Well, not all of them, but some of them are just creepy and outdated and just outright like I wouldn't get excited if I saw those. And I kind of joked about it. I don't remember who said it actually. My brain's just scrambled up and just scrambled up in there. I said something along the lines of, I can do that much better. Like, why do we not make cute things for children? Like, why is there no pastel colors, like chibi looking things, clouds with eyes, just fun stuff? Why is it all bland and dull looking? And I guess because there's not much of an ask for it, nobody's really going around saying, I need fun kids cards. It's more like, we have stuff, and it's about, I guess, articulating more than how does the thing look, like how does it look, how does it, I'm trying to say here, the child is not going to talk better if it's a nice saw on there or a bad saw. Like, is it a cute saw or an old looking saw? It's like from the 1900s, or is it a futuristic saw? Imagine that. Like, no. And yes, I'm not actually joking. A saw is one of those things that they use as an example for like the days of the week, and it was the most dull, boring, bland saw you've ever seen. So no. I know that technically it doesn't really matter, I think, personally. For talking purposes, for speech improvements, I don't think it matters what you're looking at as long as you know what you're looking at. But still, my baby, my heart, I love children. Like, I love babies especially, but I love children. They're just so fun and blonde and honest, and I love that in people. I love that so much. I appreciate that so much. So when like I said, I don't exactly remember, maybe I said it in the video, just getting so excited again. We basically decided that I would draw some cards for that, and we would see how it would go. And I've been working on that because it's it's just so fun because, well, why because? I always end things with because, even if there's no because. I think that's my stop word. I also say so a lot. Like I'll start my video and say so, and then end with because. Like I always need to explain myself further. I really, if there's one habit I need to unlearn, it's the habit of trying to justify myself after everything I say. I think that's the worst one. Maybe, well, there's other ones, but this is the only one I feel like sharing right now. I've been busy with that, and I drew some sketches and she was really excited. So I'm happy that there is stuff that you know, we ended up agreeing on. Perhaps it's time for me to build my own website, because there's nothing that says, hey, I do this, make this, then a website. Well, if I have a website, I should draw stuff as an example. And then I thought, well, what am I going to draw as an example when I don't really have any characters? So then I decided to come up with a character, because I read somewhere that creating a character that's like mysterious and cute and maybe a bit sexy as well. Everyone loves boobies, right? So I said that again, make a jar and just every time I do this put like money in it. I'm gonna be rich. Well, I guess since it's my money, I won't ever really get richer from it, but it's the thought that counts, I suppose. It's set to do that, and I thought, you know what, it might be crazy, but I'm going to come up with an original character that's going to promote me and my art. Going to make examples, make a website, and I've been working on that, and all I have to do is I want to draw some other examples. Like I draw anime, like only anime and cute things, so cute things I guess in anime style or anime inspired style. And I've drawn a chibi, and I just need to do some emotes and like a full body like coloring line art as well to go with the website. But that's basically what I draw. Once that is done, I can start making some stuff. I also am opening up a coffee. Is it called Ko-Fi or coffee? I know it's ko and fi, but whether you pronounce it like that or maybe you pronounce it like tea, you know, because tea is better than coffee. Fight me on this. I'm going to do that next, and I'm going to start, you know, posting some of that online. And if I have that website done, I can then put the child stuff on there as well, and people have a place where they can download. Like it feels so much more professional than just saying, hey, go on my Twitter and see if there's anything fun in there. Like if I went to my Twitter, I'd be like, wow, this person is suppressed, because all I do is retweet like psychological tweets because I relate, and I'm like, this is really depressing. I'm like, yeah, but I am depressing, so it's fine. I'm just staying true to myself. That's what I've been doing. It's what's been going on. Feel free to let me know what you've been doing in your spare time, in your free time. I'm very well aware that I have more free time than most people, but hey, there must be stuff that happened that you would like to share with us as well. So feel free. And with us, I mean me in the channel, not just me and my brain, okay? I'm not referring to myself as we anymore. So it is kind of comforting. Now lastly, I would like to say a few words. Oh, that sounds very like it sounds like we're saying goodbye to something. I would like to say a few things before this video ends, just about the world. There's a lot of things that I really struggled with. Like I said, the placement of this structure. I don't know why did I say that so weird? Structure. Whatever, I'm gonna go with it now. So the structure, that thing, you'll notice exactly, like you'll see exactly what I mean towards the end of the video. I was struggling so much with that, and then I wanted to make, well, I didn't know what to do at first. But I thought, what if I played, because I've seen them used in other people's worlds, and I thought, oh, I want to do that too. But then I thought it would be weird to have it towards the front and the back of the map. So I thought, what if I just do it in that little middle section? Because actually, I'm just thinking, how would the ships get out if it's closed off? Like, technically, it doesn't make much sense. But it doesn't matter because it's The Sims. So maybe there's like a secret underground tunnel. I decided that I wanted to do that, and then I thought, well, is it open for the public? But then I thought it looks awfully tall up there. I've decided to make it more of an industrial part. Like, I think it looks nice because it kind of rounds off the edge of that, you know, that part. but it just doesn't look right with benches and trees on there. I just don't feel like it's recreational. I've gone with the industrial road, and I found this piece of custom content. Like I have so many of it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what it's called actually, but I have it, and I thought it looks kind of like it could be related to the water. Looks like it could be related to boats. It could be anything really, but it really did give me the vibe, the industrial vibe. And with industrial, I mean like the, you know, the buildings, like the shipment of containers, and I don't know if industrial is the right word for that, but I suppose I mean more industrial as in, you know, the industrial industry, not per se industrial like the style, because I think industrial is also a style. I could be mistaken. Anyway, thought, I mean, I don't know if I really managed to get that through. You know, the thing is, I think to myself, oh, I can make this at the top of my head. I'll be able to recreate this. Something I've probably maybe seen once or twice in my life. It wasn't like I really spent much time looking into it, and then I thought, yikes. So I'm trying to build something from my memory, convinced that I'm the Picasso of Sims and I just know everything, and I could just recreate anything. It could either go well and it could turn out really good, or it could look horrendous. And I'm not quite sure if it looks good yet, but I think it doesn't look horrendous. I just really don't know how to build what I was trying to build. I thought there has to be a part where there's like cars or buses or containers, so that makes sense. And then there were some containers, there was a crane for the containers, which I thought, okay, perfect, has to go there. And there's a bunch of cars, and then I thought, well, they have to go and be able to get there, right? They have to be able to drive there. So I had some roads which did not match the road replacements that I had, so I'm like, oh my god. it doesn't connect. But then I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter, because we can just think like it's private property. They have a different material for the roads. Okay, so I got away with that. I like it when things look realistic-ish, so they can, like, I want it to look like they can drive there. But then I had to connect the roads. But then I'm like, these are roads. They don't look like they could connect in any way with this. So then I just got like really disappointed in myself, because I feel like I set myself up for failure by making it such a weird, like, I should have squared it off, but then again, squares don't necessarily, you know what I'm wondering, I should have, perhaps I could have made a square and just rounded it off with I could have rounded it off with rocks and stones, little boulders. I could have done that, I think, but in the end I went the difficult route, which I do quite often actually. You know what, the things you think of afterwards, they're just like, oh. Anyway, I'm done talking about this game. I also said I was going to do a little update about my hair. I ended up going to the doctor as I said I would. I think I said that I saw the doctor the day, no, actually I went to get my blood drawn the day before. I did. Okay, if you're not familiar with this story, the video is still up, so you guys given it a lot of love. Thank you for that. God, my baldness is coming in handy for something. Yeah, so I went to get my blood done the day before I made that video, and I got a call the next day, which freaked me out because usually they only call you when there's something bad. But she was like, yeah, there's nothing, we need to see you again on Thursday, which means this Thursday. So I'm just going to have to wait, really. In the meantime, my hair is still falling out and my fingers are still orange, so that's fun. At least I know that whatever they tested me for, it wasn't that. Like, they tested my liver, and I think they tested for cancer, like those typical things. I think they do that anyway. Well, maybe not always, but usually they do like a basic screening, I think. But yeah, since my fingers were turning orange, they did like a liver test or whatever, a blood. Well, they checked my liver. That's a better way of saying it. I guess I'm fine. I don't drink very much, so I would be hella surprised if it was my liver, but still. But yeah, I'm just continuing forward with less hair every day, and it's just what it is, I guess. I don't really know the next steps, but I still have a bit of hair. It doesn't make me happy, but you know, there's not much I can do. So we're just plodding forwards, I guess. We're just going on. There's not much to do about it. Anyway, that was the update on that. I know it's not very interesting, but I did say I was going to do a little update. So just in case you were curious about my hair, yes, girls, it's still falling out. I literally will pet my cat and my hair will just fall out. I've had times where I pick up my cat Dopey and I have to like watch out because as I'm petting him and lifting him up, my hair actually gets into his face and then I have to pull them out of his mouth, which I feel like bad for him, you know. I don't do it on purpose. Mommy loves you, Dopey, but it makes me feel bad because I cannot control it. Anyway, so I think I've talked about everything I can possibly think of. This video is long enough as it is, so I want to say thank you all so much for watching, for the love and support for my channel. Hope you guys have a nice day. Don't forget to let me know what's good about your day. Perhaps a fun story, you know, something that's not about bald heads. I want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.